Welcome to Amanda Says My Weight Loss Journey. This is week 2. If you haven't seen some of my previous videos, go ahead and check them out first, and you can return and follow us if you want to follow along with all the videos. Otherwise, welcome. I will be going over my first week of weight loss, my successes and challenges for this week, and journaling. We're going to talk a little bit about journaling today. So my first weigh-in, here are my numbers. And today, my numbers are, for my weight, I was 241.1 pounds. And for my inches, my neck was 15 inches. My chest was 47.5 inches. My biceps were 14.5 inches. My waist was 49 inches. My hips were 48.5 inches. My thighs were 26.5 inches. And my calves were 17.5 inches. As you can see, I had a total weight loss of 6.8 pounds, and total inches lost this week was 6.5 inches. Yay! Okay, so 6.5 pounds in 1 week. I'm pretty stoked about that. That's awesome. So I also lost 6 inches, and if you saw my previous video, I talked a little bit about some weeks I'm gonna lose weight and some weeks I'm gonna lose inches. That's why I'm keeping track of both, to show the progress as we go along. If you're following along with my videos, I recommend that you also keep track of your weight and your inches, because that's where you're gonna see your progress. Sometimes you're going to gain a little weight because you're gaining muscle, and sometimes you're gonna lose more weight, and sometimes you're not gonna lose any weight, you're only gonna lose inches, but all of those things are progress. Remember, anything we're doing, all these baby steps, everything we're doing is progress. So keep it up, and let's move on to my successes and challenges. For my successes this week, my obvious success was I lost some weight and I lost some inches. I did a super great job of getting all my workouts done. So there was a couple days it was really rainy and gloomy and it was cold. I live in the Midwest and it was freezing. It was below 30, and I got out to take my daughter to school, and when I got home I was so cold and I just wanted to curl up in a blanket and not do anything. I'm proud of myself for getting up and doing those workouts even when I didn't want to. Moving on to challenges. So yeah. My challenges. I did not do well with journaling this week at all. Hence the title, Not So Madam Secretary. So I was not a good secretary this week. I did not keep track of pretty much everything that I ate. I knew I was eating enough protein and I was cutting out my carbs, but I don't have any idea where my macros were this week. I do know I was on ketosis because I used the urine strips to measure whether I was on ketosis or not. So I did a good job with cutting out my carbs, but I have no idea what my total calories were in or out. I don't know. Why is this important? It's super important to journal for 3 different reasons. So number 1, journaling will keep track of all of your macros and let you know where you're at in your calories. Your macros are important because you need to know how much fat and how much protein and how much carbs you're eating daily. Especially if you're on a keto diet, you want to keep those carbs low and you want to keep that protein and that fat up to get your calorie requirements. If you're working out, those calories, you're going to need enough calories to sustain your energy for the day, the week, and going forward. Second, it's important to journal because you can keep track of all of your habits. Whether they're good habits or bad habits, you can keep track of them. And the important thing with the journaling is that you're honest. Do not lie about what you're putting on your journal. Nobody else is gonna see it unless you're working with a coach, and those coaches are not going to be judgmental. They are there to help you, and you, if you're journaling for yourself, are there to help yourself. So the only way you can help yourself is if you're honest and you keep track of everything that you eat. So whether you are drinking a glass of milk or you're taking one little piece of chocolate or anything, no matter what you're eating or drinking, you need to keep track of it, and that will help you keep track of how many calories you have, because Even that one glass of milk, even that one piece of chocolate, it has calories, it has sugars, it has fats, it has, some things have protein. So you have to keep track of that, and that way you know what you're taking in, and when you turn all your exercises, then you know what calories are going out. You need to have that calorie in, calorie out balance. Thirdly, when you're monitoring your habits, you can learn to eliminate those bad habits and accentuate your good habits. So if you know that all the time at night you're craving sugar, and that's when you go reach for that candy bar, or that's when you go eat that tub of ice cream when everybody else is sleeping and nobody knows that you're actually doing it, this is why we need to track everything, because you can start seeing what time of day you have cravings. You can see what kind of things you're craving. You can see when you are giving into those cravings and when you're not giving into those cravings. And so you can balance out what you need and what you don't need during the day. Well, that's the end of my journaling rant. I want to thank you for being here and thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so down below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you're liking the content. As always, below you can add some questions if you'd like. Let me know what you're thinking, what you'd like to know more about. Remember to have fun and make healthy choices. Thanks, see you next week.